Welcome to AAPC Social Hour. It is September 27th, 2003. I am checking our feed now to make sure we're live on Facebook. And there we are. I see you guys. Hey,
Hello,
Board of
everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
All right.
Happy
We did it.
Wednesday.
Yep. Wednesday,
Happy
middle of the
fall.
week. Yep. We have 13 people watching us right now, you guys. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Small group.
I know.
It's growing. Beverly Stover is there.
Hi, Bev.
What I remember most about Beverly Stover, well, one, hanging out with her in Nashville, hearing her career journeys was tons of fun. And I need to connect with her because I know she had some changes at her workplace, and I want to hear how those ended up. But last year we had a contest for Nashville, and she played the guitar and sang a song. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yep.
I saw that. Yes.
Yep. So she's multi-talented.
She's my bod buddy.
All right. Is she in your region, Denise?
Yeah, we share a region this year.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, I've got the AAPCCA Board of Directors with me. Brenda, our board chairperson. How are you, Brenda?
Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
And Brenda, would you just introduce who we have with us today?
Yes, we have Denise Garrett, who sits on the executive committee as our secretary treasurer. We have Rhonda McCaskill, who is chair of our officer resources committee, and she is in Region 5. And we have Dara Hill, Region 1, who is also on the officer resources committee with Rhonda. So glad to have them with us today.
What a great group. Hey, we've got Karen Gomez. She's saying, hey, y'all, joining all the way from Chicago. I've never been to Chicago. Have you guys been to Chicago?
I've been to Chicago.
Lots of times.
I have relatives there.
Yeah, love
Good
it.
restaurants. Good
Yes.
restaurants.
Okay, I was going to say.
Awesome pizza.
All right. So I need to get out there. We need a conference in Chicago so we can all hang out with Karen Gomez, eat some pizza.
Yep.
I think we had one years ago.
Did. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So it's time.
Would I go to a Cubs game or White Sox game?
Cubs.
Cubs? Okay. Okay, just need a little direction there.
No question. Cubs. Wrigley Field.
Oh, man. Hey, we've got Paul John who joined us, and he says, I just passed my CPB exam after 3 attempts. Congratulations, Paul.
Congrats.
Yes, huge accomplishment.
Hey, any of our panel here today a CPB?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
And
Brenda,
in fact, I just passed that this year myself.
Same.
I know our exams are tough just across the board, but I heard that the CPB is especially difficult. Is that true, Brenda and Denise?
I personally didn't think so, but I've been in this realm for 25 years, so I really didn't think it was. The CPCO is much harder, in my opinion.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I'm going to, if you haven't been in the field, yes, I could see where it would be hard filling out the HICFA 4, knowing what that just told you how long I was in the field, because they don't even call it that any longer. It's no longer a HICFA 1500. It's a CMS 1500 form.
Yes, and then the UB as well.
Yes, and then the UB04. So learning all of that first time coming in. But if you're doing billing on a daily basis, then yeah, that section would be a breeze.
Maybe I inadvertently tried to make it harder than it is. I thought I had seen that it was tough, but Lady Martinez says she didn't think it was especially difficult, or I guess compared to like CEPC or things. So that could just be me. What do I know, you guys? I'm just a silly host of this.
But we don't want to scare anybody because
Yeah.
that's
No.
us. That's
Yep.
us. Again, the disclaimer here is coming new into it and learning it from the ground up.
Dara, Rhonda, I'm curious, any ambitions for you guys to get your CPB? Does that fit into what you guys do at all?
Not me personally. My next route is CRC, the risk adjustment.
Okay. All right. How about you, Rhonda?
That's what I am striving for to get next is the CPB, because I do in my business billing, coding, and auditing. So that is on the list to do.
Okay. Don't listen to me about its difficulty, Rhonda. So, Brenda Niece. Well, hey, we've got someone watching who's asking about exams in 2024. We recently had a broadcast with Ray and Jackie Caprios about that. You can find that on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page. But this individual, where are you? Veena Patel says, I just want to know if in 2024 online exams, or only online exams, no, there will be testing centers through measure. Is that right? Am I saying that right?
That's correct.
Yes.
So you can find a measure testing center in your area. Local chapters will not be proctoring the exams anymore. So you'll have options. You can do the measure testing center or electronic. Now I'm speaking to the US. So Veena, if you are international, that's going to be, I think it's going to be the same as it was. So I think you just need to go to a testing center. But you can look on our website and there's information about that. Let's see here. Paul says our recent CPB says, I only have home health experience, so taking CPB is really good. More on NCCI edit questions, and I focus on that. So yay, 100% on reimbursement and collections.
Yes.
So there you go. All right. Veena, yes, no. Veena asks, I mean, no in-person exams like paper and pencil. Yeah, even if you take the exam in the future at a testing center, it will be electronic. So
Right, correct.
Yep. All right. Yeah, we're moving into the digital world, guys. It took us a little while, but we're getting there. So, and Brenda and I had lunch. I was out in her neck of the woods recently.
Yes.
And beautiful area, Eastern Maryland, across the Chesapeake. And very, very cool place. So
thank you.
You're
It was
welcome.
great connecting.
Absolutely.
How was your race?
My race
Yes.
was yeah, it was good. That was pretty good. So
Okay.
I got my money's worth in suffering and pain. And you have a few days away from it and you're like, I'm done. But then you're like, okay, I'm at the point where I'm thinking about the next one, guys. So I'm headed to Houston next April for Ironman Texas in the Woodlands. So if you're out there, yeah, we should connect. All right. Hey guys, so we've got a lot happening in the AAPC world. First, free AAPC is moving forward. There are many certifications that you can get. Well, you can get the training for free. You just pay for the exam. So Rhonda, I think CPB might be in there. I don't know if you've looked at that, but if you go to our website, you can see what options are out there. There are some core credentials. There are some specialties. Take a look. This is rare. We don't do this very often.
I know. So you have to take advantage of those times when AAPC would offer it.
For sure.
Great opportunity.
Yeah. Did any of those catch your attention to our panel? You guys look them over, see anything that jump out to you? Did you sign up for anything?
My
No?
husband won't let me.
Mm.
He said I have to take a break.
Okay. He needs some attention, Denise.
Mhm.
Oh, my
That's
daughter's getting married next year, so he's like, no, you need to take a break.
all right. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Let's see here. We have Melissa Price. She's a CP student here being Boise, Idaho. So just
Mm.
north of me, you guys. So
Okay.
yeah. Um, thanks for being with us today, Melissa. Is this your first time watching? Mallory Wennard says she signed up for the CDEO. So good luck with
Mm.
that.
That's a good one. Yes.
Yep. Lady says she got her CPB through our previous our free AAPC promotion, and she's now studying for the CPMA. That seems like a popular one.
Yes.
CPMA.
Very popular.
So awesome. All right. So I don't know if you guys have seen, I know many of you watching are in the AAPC Facebook group, but we launched a few contests today, or we launched a contest today. And I'm headed there
Okay.
now because I need to, this is spurring me to ask questions to our panel. I'm just going to go to the Facebook page and take a look. So there is a post outlining the contest, and what you need to do is answer the questions in the post. You answer in the comments below, and the questions are these. So I'm going to ask each one of you guys this. So the questions are, so you guys, the panel, you guys can think about it. The questions are, why did you decide on this career path that you're on? And what role, if any, has AAPC played in your decision or your success? So I'm going to start with Rhonda. What do you
Okay.
say? What do you say, Rhonda?
What made me interested in this career, it was kind of interesting because I was finishing up school at the time, college, and I was working at Walmart at the time. And lo and behold, one of the manager's wife worked for a pathology lab, and she invited me to come and apply for a lab assistant. And it was from me applying for a lab assistant, starting in a pathology lab, to actually transferring out of that department into the revenue cycle department there for the pathology lab. And my manager there took a chance on me with training me and learning everything there was about billing and also coding. And it went from there that I just loved the field. I loved the part of the collections. I loved the part of learning everything there was about the patient balance and collections. And then on the side of coding, sending me to workshops, webinars, all of those things. And that's how I started in that. And it went from, and I'm kind of telling my age, but it went from 1988 to today that I'm still in this. And I have loved it from the start and continue to love it, and wanted to spread out to start to get certifications in it, because back then they weren't really talking about too much about certifications. But I learned over time those were valuable in how I move in my career.
Okay, the second part to that, Rhonda, was how, if at all, has AAPC helped you in your journey?
Well, AAPC has helped me because I was taught by a PMCC instructor, and I was able to obtain membership. And from there, I was interested in serving in the chapter, local chapter, as an officer, networking. That turned into me being able to have the opportunity to serve on the board, the AAPCCA board. And I've met all of you and continue to meet beautiful people that's in this field.
Oh,
I love it.
Love it.
Rhonda's awesome.
Thank you, Denise.
This career path, I've said this before, is unique in that there is such unity among professionals, unlike I rarely see, or it's infrequent to see such unity and support in our Facebook groups and in person at events. It's just awesome.
Yes.
Before I'm going to ask Dara next, but Dara, before I do that, this contest is also running on our Instagram page, so you can respond to the comments of the post that I posted this morning and add your comments there. I'm looking at the contest post in Facebook. There are only 5 responses now. I would ask our viewers to post in the comments here, but I'm going to say just post your responses in the Facebook group, and so we can get you entered. I think we're giving away, let's see, a free iPad, a webcam,
Oh,
speaker,
nice.
study guide. Yeah, so some
Real
good
nice.
stuff. Okay, Dara, your turn.
All right, my turn. So I will start off with never be scared to start something new. And the reason why I say that is because I applied for a job and didn't know that this job would bring me to an opportunity that I have today. So I always tell people is never be scared of a new career. So I applied for a job, got into this position, and was offered an opportunity to get certified for medical coding, which led me to getting certified, which I'm very thankful for to this day. And I was able to attend meetings where I was able to meet other members that were going through similar stuff that I have gone, or people who have been coding for years, et cetera, which led me into being an officer on the local chapter. So then that brought a whole new world to medical coding, learning how medical coding affects billing, affects documentations, affects people. Even, you come to think about it, it even affects your family and your friends. So I was like, wow. I said, well, who would ever think that something like that would have such an impact personally and professionally? So as my years that continued on as a local chapter officer, I obviously gained relationships throughout, other chapters, being able to apply for being on the board, which I am currently in my 2nd year, and then also brought a different layer to being able to go to HealthCon, which I would have never thought I would have been able to go to HealthCon. So I was very much appreciative of that experience of being able to do that. So as I continue on my years with AAPC, which always will have an impact on me as a member, but also being able to be a local chapter officer and being a board rep, and also helping other people get more involved with AAPC or any journeys that they may come upon, just being as a member of AAPC, just to sum it up.
You wrapped it all in there. Both
I
questions.
wrapped it all up in there.
Tied it with a pretty little bow.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, what I gathered, both Rhonda and Dara, you both talked about leadership and the leadership
Yes.
opportunities that AAPC provides. And
Mhm.
I'm going to take another step, just women in leadership.
Absolutely.
There aren't enough opportunities for that in the workplace sometimes. Sometimes it feels like that anyways, but AAPC, the executive level, we have women leaders, on straight on down the line, from the national office, who work closely with you guys and encouraging that.
Yes.
So I think that's pretty cool.
And
All
it
right.
brings out leadership within yourself that you may not even know that you have. Sometimes being in uncomfortable situations, you end up learning more about yourself.
Mhm.
Yes.
And your capabilities. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's the hard part, Dara, is that step forward into the unknown. And
Mhm.
it's overwhelming, but those feelings often lead to growth, stretching you.
Absolutely.
And
Mhm.
I feel like within the BOD, which you guys are a part of, it's a safe place to do that. You do your part, but you're a team to support each other,
Yes.
and you guys have each other to rely on. So I think that's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
Denise, let's hear, what would you post in this contest regarding
What
these
would I
questions?
post? Well, I started as a biller with the billing company,
Mhm.
and my boss and another coworker both had to get certified in order to keep their jobs and progress. And I didn't know about certification at the time, so I started looking more into it. And I'm like, okay, you guys have to do it, but I'm going to do it because I want to do it. So it was a personal growth thing for me. I wanted to prove to myself that I can do more than what I think I can. I'm capable of so much more. And so once I took the first certification, it just never stopped. I always wanted to continue to learn and continue to grow. and my chapter was going to close if we didn't get officers. So I stepped out of my comfort zone. I took a position, and I'm still an officer today. And I stepped up, applied to the BOD, and luckily I was chosen. So I've just had a tremendous experience with AAPC, and I wanted to give back in any way that I could and serve at a higher level and help as many people as I could. Because I believe that if you're part of an organization, that you should give back, and you'll get back what you put into it.
Okay.
So don't ever be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. It's a great growth opportunity.
Denise, how does AAPC fit into all of that? Because you mentioned that you weren't aware of credentialing when you took the step forward, but how has AAPC helped you on this journey?
Yeah, AAPC is actually everything to me. I mean, they have supported me through certifications. They have brought me growth professionally, personally. I never thought that I would ever be able to speak publicly with people, because I absolutely cringe when I have to do that. But look at today, I'm here with you all. I have presented to other chapters. I have grown.
Excellent.
So it's all about growth. And again, AAPC has been very instrumental in that. And I cannot thank AAPC enough for my opportunities.
I love that. Denise, I don't know if you're like me or if anybody on this panel is like me in that to even hear myself speak. Like when I go back and watch these broadcasts, I'm like, oh, I sound like that.
Yep.
So I'm hypersensitive to those things. And but this is AAPC gives us a platform to refine those skills.
Yep.
Okay, Brenda, last but definitely not least, how would you respond to this contest?
Well, my journey begins on the payer side. And I always say I was the claims adjudicator, where we would pay or deny claims, not necessarily on purpose, or not on purpose, I should say. And from there, I wanted to know more about the codes, the medical necessity, the CPT codes, the ICD-10 codes. So I looked into certification, and I had the opportunity to go to a health con without being certified, but studying to be certified. And it was from that experience and being there with just like-minded individuals, people that do what you do, love what they do, as much as you're becoming to love or coming into that love of what you do. And that's where it took off from there. Got my CPC, founded the chapter in this area with 2 other ladies, and our chapter just continually grew from there. And from there, I said, well, let me get another certification. Let me get another certification. And those certifications, and this is where AAPC ties in, that the leadership that comes down from the beginning is infectious and makes you want to become a better leader as well. And so getting the certifications from the AAPC has certainly opened doors and opportunities for me. So I'm very grateful and thankful. And as everyone says, giving back, applying to be on the BOD and now chair of the BOD, certainly for me is my best opportunity to give back to the AAPC.
Thank you. I love
Service
that.
above self.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And as you have that mentality, instead of thinking, how will I know we all have these thoughts, but like growing in our career, things like that. But when you think more service minded, how can I help those opportunities to grow professionally and move up in your career? They open up. I think so. Brenda, is that true or false?
Oh, that's absolutely true. When you put your service above self and others, yes, you grow as much as you think you're helping someone else grow.
And I would just open that up to those who are newly certified or students. And I think oftentimes they, if you're watching and you are in that place,
Mhm.
you think, how can I support these amazing professionals who have decades of experience? But if you showed up at a local chapter willing to help,
Yeah.
that you're creating opportunities to serve, being service minded, but then you're
Correct.
building those
Mhm.
relationships that could lead to your first role in healthcare.
Yeah. Definitely jump right into your local chapter. See what you can do to help there.
Yes.
Apprentice under the officers. So then the next year you can be that officer and lead that chapter as well.
Yep. I love it. I love it.
Or partner with an officer
Mhm.
and let them teach you the ropes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're
And-
never in it alone. Never in it alone.
And you may, I mean, this is another step forward into that scary place that Darrow was talking about, which is you could write for Healthcare Business Monthly. It doesn't have to be about a
Yes.
hard coding topic because
Mhm.
you're thinking, what do I know? I'm so new into this field. But you certainly have applied for jobs, or
Yes. Mhm.
maybe you've interviewed, and it doesn't have to be in this field. You have all of this experience. What has worked for you? Share those experiences with the APC family.
And we have wonderful editors that will help you.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for sharing that. You each win from, and
An
from me.
iPad.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. How about high fives when I see you at conference?
Oh, Alex.
You
Hey,
know,
that's
that's
almost-
priceless.
Yeah.
We just win because we're helping somebody. And I
Yeah.
always like to say too, I'm going to add, you'll always hear me say too, that you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. So
Oh,
just
yeah.
jump right in there.
Rhonda, do you have like a computer screen full of amazing quotes? You're just ready,
I
or
love
they're just in
quotes.
there?
I do. I love motivational quotes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I always tell my students those too. Mhm.
Hey, so thank you so much for sharing those stories. Again, if you're watching, you can enter the contest to win an iPad and other things. If you, and I'll even throw in a high five if I see you in person. But if you go to our Facebook group, you can enter there. Just find the post that I put up, or you can go to our Instagram page. It's AAPC Official, and leave your comment sharing your story in the bottom of in that post. Jana, your last name to Aminin. I hope I said that right. She asked, I'm wondering if there will be more opportunities for low-cost specialty CEUs. Specifically, it is hard to afford the maintenance of the CIRCC credential. And I've seen that before. Jana,
Yes.
I'd recommend from my side, I would say hop in the Facebook group, post that comment in there, post this question in there, and see what other CIRCC credential holders are doing. Are any of our panel holders of that credential?
I am not a holder of that credential, but I do see that for that credential all the time.
Okay.
I would also say maybe poll, see if your local chapter can get a speaker on that subject for you.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Yeah, just see what other folks with that certification are doing, and reach out to your chapter. And in fact, there may be another individual in your chapter who is seeking those opportunities as well. Taylor King asks, how can you consider becoming a part of the BOD? She'd love more information on this. And Brenda, would you just give us a little overview? Someone who might be interested in being a member of the BOD, how would they move forward with that?
Absolutely. Be a member of your local chapter, be active, just have a passion for what you do.
Is there a formal process, application?
There is a formal application process that comes out at the end of every year, and it should be coming out. And you can apply and get interviewed.
Okay.
There are certain criteria
Yeah, I was going to say
that have to
had to
Yeah.
serve as an officer before.
Yeah, you have to have served as an officer. So there are certain criteria that does need to be met.
I think Taylor is an officer currently.
Yay.
I am, so I just Googled AAPC BOD and I found this PDF. It looks like it's an application. So this I don't know if this is the official one, Taylor, but it says 2022 to 2024. This does not mean that the application process is open, but this will give you an idea of what kind of questions are asked. So I am going to drop that link in there, Taylor, if you see that. And okay, there's you'll just have to look that over. It's a few pages long, but I hope that helps.
And to throw out to Taylor too, if she is a local chapter officer, she could reach out to her region BOD rep and connect with them as well.
Love that.
Good
Love
tip.
that.
That's it.
Okay. Taylor, let us know where you're at, and then maybe we can ask our panel here who that rep is.
Yes.
But yeah, so there you go. Let me see if there are other questions we need to take a look at. Okay, I think that covers Taylor's. And all right. Okay. Hey guys, I want to talk about the salary survey real quick. So every year we have a salary survey. It gets emailed out, or information and a link gets emailed out to all of our members. And this helps us get an idea of what salaries are like for credential holders, and depending on where your region is, where you're located, how many years you've been working in the field. And I'm going to share my screen so we can all see a little bit of what kind of information we share to hopefully encourage everybody to do that. So as I share this panel, let me know what your thoughts are. So do you feel like this reflects what you see in the job market? So 2023, or last year, we received this data through our survey in 2022. The report was posted on our website in 2023. And core credentials, the average that we're seeing is 58, almost 59,000. Advanced credentials, it jumps quite a bit. Any thoughts from our panel about this? Do you feel like it matches up from what you're seeing in your area, more or less? Any thoughts?
I could just say, Alex, it depends on where you live and cost of living, because in the southwestern region where I am, where we represent most of the South, a lot of salaries that are north or out west are a lot higher, depending on the whether you work in a hospital or a doctor's office. So it'll just vary, really, kind of the in between where you live.
Okay.
I am definitely going to agree with that. And also, I'm going to add on to Rhonda's area of where you live with experience too.
Yeah, and it's going to also depend on if you work for a big organization or a smaller organization, because a smaller organization isn't necessarily going to be able to pay you as well as the larger.
But what I do love about the salary survey is it really does allow you to negotiate your wages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Know your worth based on your
And Wilson says it would be helpful to know what salaries are for people with multiple certifications instead of individual certifications. Okay, we do capture that information. And I think just heading back up to the top of this page, I would say nearly all with advanced credentials how this is their second credential. I'd say there are probably very few CPMAs that don't have a CPC or a core credential.
Right.
How do you
And-
guys, panel, how do you guys feel about me saying that? Does it sound right?
I would
Well,
agree.
I would agree with that, but I also, even though we may have multiple certifications, what is your major role?
Mhm. Yes.
Yep.
That means a lot because depending
Yeah.
on your role that you're serving at
Yeah.
that job, that's going to depend on your salary.
Correct. What is the
Mhm.
major role? You could have a CPC, a COC, and a CDEO, but you're practicing more under the lines of the documentation
Mhm.
excellence. Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
Or maybe auditing.
Mhm.
So here's a regional snapshot of averages. And we've spoken to that a little bit. And then I'm going to scroll down to years of work. So years on the job. I think this is the big one that that you guys spoke to.
Mhm.
So depending on how many years, I think this is just natural, right? Because you'd see this in any industry. The more experience you have, the greater your income. And I would just like to lump into that the better certified you are, or more certifications that you have, that increases as well. What do you guys think?
Yes.
It definitely opens doors for you, even within your organization.
Mhm.
Yep. Taylor King brings this up, and it's a great point. She says, you also have to consider this. She lives in Ohio, but my employer is in Florida.
Mhm.
Does that wage report show data for Ohio or Florida? I think it reflects where you live. What do you guys think? Am I?
Well, let me say something to that, Alex. I used to work remotely for a company out of Nashville, Tennessee, and it was a Medicare risk company. And actually, our salary was based on the area of Nashville versus where I am in
Mhm.
Mississippi. So it depends on where you're applying for the job and where you're working for. That area of expertise and being in that area is what probably going to determine your salary.
Okay.
I would
you for
agree with
sharing
that. Mhm.
Okay, I'm dropping a link to the salary survey into the comments, so everyone can hop in there. It takes 5 to 7 minutes to complete. It's completely confidential. We do ask for an email at the
Mhm.
end to notify winners of a random drawing. The giveaway is a free registration to HealthCon 2024 in Las Vegas. So you can either choose in
Mhm.
person or virtual. So take a look at that. And the better the data is, meaning the more people we have fill that out, the more accurate the report reflects. So we hope you guys take a look at that and help us out and help out the industry as we try to take the best snapshot possible of what salaries are for 2023. So thanks, you guys. All right.
Also,
Brenda,
like what Taylor says, she says, know how to sell yourself. And I do agree with that. That's a great tip. Know how to sell yourself. And the salary survey is a great starting point for you.
yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. All right. Well, Brenda, we wanted to talk a little bit about the mentorship, mentoring in general.
Mentoring
And,
in general. Mhm.
Would you kick us off on that discussion?
Absolutely. And I have noticed that we do have newly certified individuals on the live today. So I would say mentoring, go to that local chapter. AAPC has Mentor City as well. If you need a mentor, if you're studying, students studying, but also it's never too early to join your local chapter. And you can find a mentor there, and they can take you under their wing as well. CPC, CPBs, auditing. You can find great mentors at your local chapters, and not just officers. And you might even find a study buddy, a student as well, and you two can study together and be mentored by somebody that has the certification.
Brenda, are you a mentor through the AAPC Mentor City program?
I am. Mhm.
And I need clarification on the program. Is if I'm a student,
Mhm.
is this a program that I can enroll in to find a mentor, or do I need to wait till I'm certified?
I don't believe you need, no, I don't believe that you need to. Mhm.
Okay.
Because one of my mentors is currently studying. So yeah.
Okay. So, and
And
this is
you
a
can pick your certification, you can pick us, any mentor that you would like, depending on our experiences up there, our certifications are there.
and
So
this
it's
is
a
a free
great tool.
service.
I'm
So
sorry?
it's a free service to
Yes.
AAPC members.
Mhm.
So I'm going to pull that up, and then I'm going to drop a link
Yes.
into chat. And just so you know, if you're watching this and this is something you'd like to enroll in, which I strongly encourage, you need to be, well, the page that I'm dropping a link into, it takes you to an overview page.
Mhm.
And there is a registration button, but you will only see that if you're logged into your AAPC account. That's how I understand it. I'm seeing it right now. At the bottom of the page, it says get started as a mentor or mentee. But I'm logged in. So if you just make sure you're logged into your account if you want to proceed with that process. Now,
Right.
and you can be anywhere in your career journey
Anywhere.
to have a mentor. So, Denise, who is your mentor? Do you have someone now that you kind of rely on, and that is maybe a confidant in this field?
My bod sisters. That's who I rely on.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, it's such a great network.
yeah, it is.
I'm sorry, Rhonda, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I agree. I mean,
Mhm.
Dara, it's funny that she's on the line today, but we rely on each other a lot. I mean, things I just ask her and I may learn something from her, and I've learned something from other bod sisters being on here. So it's been great.
Eileen, in our
Yes.
comments, says she's tried signing up, but she struggled to find a mentor that was a good fit for her. Eileen, it doesn't have to be through the mentorship program. So maybe
Right.
reach out to your local chapter and build those
Absolutely.
relationships.
Mhm.
Dara, do you have a special mentor or someone that you rely on in this field that gives you support?
Outside of the bod, obviously, I do have people that I reach out on the NAB, which is another amazing group of people that assist members, assist chapter officers. But I also have people that are outside of the bod and the NAB who are like people like Michelle Natosky and Colleen G. Like, they were a huge impact on my local chapter, and they definitely excelled in their career professionally and personally, that we gained a personal relationship. And I think sometimes with mentors is, you always think that, oh, it only has to come from a professional background. When you're connected with someone and you guys both believe in each other to be better each and every day, you'll gain a personal relationship with your mentor. And I think that's what's important, is that connecting with people personally is how people maintain relationships.
Love that.
Definitely agree with
So
that.
just don't think about your mentor as just like a teacher or something like that. Try to really connect with your mentor to figure out what you want to do or what you may be scared of or thinking about doing, and build a bond from there. And then you'll see how results can change from that. That's how I feel.
Well said.
Mhm.
And you can make those connections in the Facebook group, on LinkedIn. If I am watching this
Yes.
broadcast and I'm thinking I would like to build my network of professionals in this space, I would search Denise, Brenda, Rhonda, and Dara on LinkedIn.
Yes,
And
please
I
do.
wouldn't hesitate to message them and say, hey, I appreciate what you said. And if you have questions specifically about their journey, because everyone here has shared a little bit about their journey today, ask those questions. Find out how they got there. Not every journey is a little bit different. There's no
Right.
cookie cutter approach to excel in this space. Jill Beard is asking, what is the difference between the mentorship program versus Project Extern? Brenda, are you familiar with Project Extern?
Not too familiar with Project Extern, but isn't that more or less an apprenticeship
Yes.
program? Okay.
Yes. So you could apply, and if there are options available in your area,
Right. Mhm.
then they would set you up. I think you would work in a facility or office for a few
Right.
months
Mhm.
and have someone working with you. If there's a challenge with that, it's not available in every area.
Right.
So from what I understand, we're working on that, on a revamp of Project Extern. But Jill, you may want to just check it out. If that opportunity is in your area, I would jump at it. I have spoken with AAPC members who use that to get traction for their first job.
Right. Gives you that experience.
Yes. And then the mentorship program, since we're doing a little comparison, it's just someone to network with, guide you, and help you down your career path.
Right.
How are we on mentees? Do we seek new mentees as well, or are we? I don't know if you guys have heard, Brenda, Denise. I would say
I would.
Yeah.
If I was seeking a certification that Denise has, I would ask her questions. I would be the mentee for that.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I have. Her and Nicole, yes.
Yeah.
If you're watching this broadcast and you think, hey, I would love to share my knowledge, you're going in with the mentality that Brenda's brought up, just serving first, supporting others in their journey. You can be a mentee to provide support to someone up and coming, trying to find their way through their career.
Yeah.
So, all right. Brenda, what does that program look like on the mentor-mentee relationship? How often do you guys meet? What kind of feedback are you providing? How long are these calls?
I try to set mine 30 minutes to an hour, maybe starting off, at least, the introduction could be about an hour. And really, it just depends on where they are. I've even had someone just wanted me to ask questions. They were going through the CPC program, pretty much knew what she was doing, but just wanted someone that she could reach out to when she had tough questions. So the mentoring scale is very broad, and it really just depends on the need of the individual. And we're here to meet that need, and we're here to help you meet your goal.
Okay.
And isn't it the mentee who drives that?
Yes, the mentee can drive that, yes.
So it's what you want and what you need to get out of that is going to be beneficial, and determine how many meetings are set up and what's discussed.
Okay.
And that was one example of her need. She just wanted one contact person that she can reach out to with a tough question. And I feel that was more beneficial to her than coming to a Facebook group.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
And we're not saying that those aren't good, but that was her need.
Yep. And you're getting more specific help, not broad help, like to your needs in your area, which is great. All right. Hey, I want to, as we're winding down, you guys, I know there are students watching, and I'd love to have each of you share a little tip for someone who is in the CPC course. What would you tell them? How would you help them? Or what helped you that you feel like may be unique, help them successfully pass the CPC exam? And Dara?
Yes.
When did you take the CPC exam? How long ago was that?
Now you want to give age out, Alex, again? I'm just joking. I'm joking. I took it in 2016.
Okay. All right. And would you actually sat for the test? Was it as hard as you thought, or did you feel like you're well prepared? I'm ready to go.
I actually was very terrified. I'm just going to keep it very honest. I was very terrified to take the test because sometimes I feel that, you know, you may know the material, but you're scared to take the test. And so like you get nervous about taking the test versus looking at it like you got this, you know, just answer the questions. And then also keep in mind too, I know everyone wants to pass it on the first time. That may not be the case for everyone. So I always encourage people, if you don't pass it the first time, even if it's by 1 point or if it's by 10 points, immediately take it again.
Yes.
And just keep going for it, because sometimes it's just knowing what the test is like that can calm your nerves. So then that second time around, you're like just breathing right through it. And my teacher taught me, which was very helpful to me, is I started in the back and then I worked up to the front. I had a colleague that worked in the middle of the test and worked mid to the end and then came back in the front. So for some people, just learning how to take a test is the one most important part I always say to people, but also don't be afraid if you have to take it again.
Yes, agreed. Love that. Yes.
Yeah, remember, fail is first attempt in learning.
Yeah.
One thing I frequently encourage is take the AAPC practice exams. They're pretty inexpensive. That helps you get familiar with the exam. It's very similar.
Yes.
And achieve success on that before going into your real exam. I've heard many say practice exams are tougher than the real exams, and I've talked to Ray about this a lot, and she always laughs because he's like, they are not harder, but she feels like
they're harder.
Yeah. She said she thinks that people may feel like they're harder because it's their first experience with an AAPC exam. So something to consider. Denise, what are your tips, advice for those new students looking for success on their exam?
When you go to take your test, make sure you use the illustrations in your books. Make sure you use your ICD-10 book to determine a term that you may not know or not be familiar with. It will help guide you. Try and eliminate 2 right off the bat. You already got a 50-50 shot then.
Yep.
Agreed.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. Thank you. Rhonda, how about yourself?
Just like Dara and Denise both said, when it comes to the test, that kind of, you know, shakes people so much. It's like they know the knowledge, but then they get on the test and they freeze. So I would just say, you know, study, do like Alex suggested, the practice exams. Also, if you're going through a PMCC instructor to prepare you for it, just ask the questions that you need to know during the process of your taking that class, and it will prepare you for when you take the test. And you know how to take your time, but at the same time, don't spend too much time on one question. You know, if you have to mark it and come back, just keep it going, keep it going. And like Dara said, if you don't pass it the first time, don't be afraid to hit it head on again on the second attempt.
Yes, agreed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great advice. Okay, Brenda, what do you have?
I'm going to piggyback off of what Rhonda said. If you're going through a PMCC instructor and as a VILT instructor, we want you to ask those questions. That is what we are here for. Bring those questions to us. I'm also going to add about the books. Nothing we do is a memorization tool. Know where to find the information. Know what books you need to go to. ICD-10 diagnosis coding, CPT procedure coding. HCPCS has our durable medical equipment coding, our drugs. Just know what book to go to and tab those books to get you to that section quicker.
And guidelines.
And know your guide. I was going there. Know your guidelines and know that in most printed versions, of course, we use the AAPC ones, don't we? In most printed versions.
And to piggyback off that too is also, if you're taking a test, try to have the current year books as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely that.
That comes into definitely play in how to take the test.
That question comes up a lot. Can I use previous year books in current year exams? You can, absolutely. And there are those who have been successful with that. But if
Right.
you miss, if you
Yes,
do not pass the exam by 1 or 2 questions, you will be kicking yourselves thinking, did I have, because there are like the exams right in January every year.
yes.
The exams are updated with
Mhm.
current year code sets. So
Mhm.
I would imagine any of you, because you know your way around the books, the code books so well, and that's a big part of that. It's just not you don't memorize everything. It's just knowing where to go.
Right.
And you, with your experience, I'm sure you'd be successful with finding the right codes quickly, things like that. But yeah, so just use current year code books if at all possible. And if you can't afford them, check with your local chapter, because sometimes they have a loaner set that you might be able to
Correct.
use.
Yep.
Yes, most chapters do buy a set just to bring to the exams.
Yes.
Yes.
Or even when we proctor, we bring our own books just in case someone doesn't have them.
Right.
And we loan them out as well.
Okay. All right. Some
Absolutely.
great tips. All right, you guys. Hey, we talked about Christmas before we went live. We're going to close with that. So Brenda is a Christmas fanatic. We're learning.
If I could, I would put my tree up, but yeah.
Yep.
So Alex, are you saying that Brenda's buying everyone an iPad? Is that what you're saying? Now?
No, that
Now
is
we're
not.
getting the iPad.
Wait,
Now
is that what I heard?
No, what you heard is I'll come decorate your house
Right.
and play Christmas music and drink hot chocolate with you.
Oh, well, we're headed into we definitely feel the fall here in Utah. The leaves are changing in the mountains and it's cooling off. I know it's starting to do that where Brenda is, because I was that direction. But we're heading into the last quarter of the year, and lots of great things happening at AAPC. Thanks to the BOD and you guys for being with me today, and for all that you do in service to support our members. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And you guys hang on with me real quick. Everybody watching, thanks so much for joining us.
Bye.
Yeah. We'll
Have
see
a
you
great
later.
day.
Yep, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Don't forget to fill out the salary survey. Don't forget to enter the contest. And then you can take if you win, you can send your iPad to Dara. She'll take it for you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then I'll become your mentor. See how that works out?
There you go. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, everyone.